What's up, everybody? I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of my favorite 31 rock and pop albums of the 70s countdown. We have arrived at pick number 10. That's right, the top 10 of my favorite rock and pop albums of the 70s. These are the albums that, not quite hard rock and metal, although some of them do rock quite a bit, not progressive rock, not fusion, not southern rock, not jazz, just the general rock and pop albums, right? This particular one, and I appreciate that everybody's been joining me each and every day this month, of course, playing along. It's amazing how many people have been adding their picks each and every day. Hundreds every day, which is great to see. Great to see. This particular album, the third album released by this American band, recorded at Warner Brothers Studios in North Hollywood, California by Ted Templeman for Warner Brothers Records. That's right. It's The Captain and Me by the Doobie Brothers. Yeah. Yes. This had to come at some point here because I absolutely adore this album. It is my favorite Doobie Brothers album. It's, one of a nice, strong little run from them, right? Early in their career. Actually, most of their albums, if not all their albums in the 70s are pretty damn good, right? I would say. Pretty good run of albums. Tom Johnston on acoustic and electric guitars, lead and backing vocals, a little bit of keys, a little bit of harmonica. Patrick Simmons, acoustic and electric guitars, a little bit of synthesizers, lead and backing vocals, a little bit of banjo. Tyrone Porter, bass and backing vocals. John Hartman, drums and percussion. Michael Hossack, drums and percussion. Of course, two drummers, right? Them and the Allman Brothers Band, and occasionally the Grateful Dead ever have two drummers at one time? Don't remember. But I know the Doobies and Doobies and Allman Brothers always had two drummers there early on in their career. Who else? We got some additional folks playing on this album. Bill Payne plays a little bit of piano here and there. Mr. Skunk Baxter, Jeffrey Skunk Baxter. A little bit of pedal steel guitar on one track. Producer himself, Ted Templeman, does some percussion and backing vocals. String arrangements by Nick DeCaro. And you got additional keyboard and synthesizer programming on a couple tracks by Malcolm Cecil and Robert Margouleff, right? So, what do we have on this amazing album? Well, it starts off with a great song called Natural Thing with a beautiful guitar lick at the beginning of the song. I really like Natural Thing. It's kind of like a breezy California rock song, right? Sung by Tom Johnston. I really love the early part of the Doobies catalog. And don't get me wrong, I like some of the Michael McDonald stuff too, but for me, when it was Tom and Pat singing lead vocals, that was the magical time for the Doobie Brothers for me, because both of those voices, again, they're very different from each other, but they're just so well done. They're both really good singers, and they're at the time the main songwriters in the band as well. Natural Thing, great way to kick off the album. Long Train Running, arguably my favorite Doobie Brothers song of all time. Just love it. Man, that guitar lick, so good. These guys, both those guys, tremendous guitar players. And a lot of really cool little riffs and licks and things in their music. And again, to describe the music of the Doobie Brothers, it's kind of like, biker rock, blues rock, country rock, pop, all kind of rolled into one. Certainly some hard rock songs too, on a few songs as we'll get to on this album. China Grove is the next track. All right, another song sung by Tom. China Grove, great riff, perennial radio hit. Long Train Running and China Grove, been radio staples of classic rock radio for decades. Dark-Eyed Cajun Woman, so good. That's kind of like this bluesy, swampy number. Really, really good. And then my pick for arguably the sleeper song on this album is the Pat Simmons song. He also sings it, as well as Clear as the Driven Snow, which is this like enchanting, mystical, folky rock prog song, right? It's just got amazing acoustic guitar artistry, great vocal harmonies, and just, man, the way the whole song is laid out, just absolutely magical stuff. I love Clear as the Driven Snow. Excellent song. Over on side two, got some rockers on side two. We got Without You, which sees both of them sharing lead vocals. Without You is just a barnstorming hard rock song. Great guitar work, fiery guitar work, man, just so good. What else? Southside Midnight Lady, another Pat Simmons song. Again, another bluesy kind of acousticy, swampy type of thing. Excellent song. Then you got Evil Woman. Pat sings that one as well. He does a good, almost half of the stuff on the second side. Evil Woman, another raging, guitar-driven hard rock song. Love Evil Woman, so good. Simple, but perfect. Busted Down, Around O'Connelly Corners, neat little instrumental from the band. I kind of wish sometimes they did more of those type of things, because really good musicians in this band. Excellent. Ukiah is up next. Tom Johnson back on the lead vocals. Wonderful little song. I love it, the way the album ends with Ukiah and the Captain and Me. All right, the title track. Just excellent stuff. It's almost like those two tracks kind of belong together. The last 8 minutes of the album on those two tracks. Really, really good. Again, lots of weaving guitar lines and great vocal harmonies and things like that. Just absolutely terrific. So, yeah. This is an amazing album in my view. Amazing album. Charting positions. Unfortunately, for most of the world, didn't really catch up on the Doobie Brothers early on. Canada, this was number 10 charting album. New Zealand, number 12. And U.S. Billboard charts, this made it to number 7. Pretty good. Pretty good. And as far as certification goes, this one made it to gold in Australia. 20,000 units sold. Did not certify anywhere else, strangely enough. Strangely enough. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Interesting how... Let's see. Actually, no, that is not true. This is double platinum here in the U.S. Pretty good stuff. 2 million copies sold. Yeah, it's weird how sometimes when you go and look some of this stuff up and they don't give you all the information, but then you see it listed elsewhere on the page, right? As far as singles go, Long Train Running was released as a single March 28, 1973 with Without You as the B-side, and China Grove with Evil Woman on the flip side, July 25th, 1973. So, yeah, great album. Again, the Doobies would do even bigger business going forward, especially with the Minute by Minute album, but you had a few of their other albums that did, gold or close to gold, and I'm not sure if the Vice's album did better than this or not. Don't know. Have to double check that, but yeah, this is a good one. Captain and Me from the Doobie Brothers is my pick for today. Are there any pictures of the guys in here? I don't quite remember. There they are. Early on, look at that. Let us know what you think of the Captain and Me in the comments below, as well as your pick for today. Pick number 10, the top 10. We got 9 more to go. I I worked on my 60s list, my 60s albums list quite a bit last night for a couple hours, so I think I have that fairly set in stone, but I'm going to be doing some tweaking over the next week, because I know there's some that are in my kind of honorable mentions list that I'm like, there's got to be a way I can squeak those in, right? So we'll see. But yeah, some really good albums in there too. A lot of good albums in the 60s, actually. I wasn't sure going in, and I'm doing the same as I did this month. I'm doing the one album per band per artist thing, just like I did this month, and that kind of makes it interesting because you could fit lots of stuff in there, as opposed to having 3 albums by Hendrix, 3 albums by Cream, 3 albums by The Who, 3 albums by the Stones, that sort of thing. It's like they're all going to be represented, but rather than kind of fill it up with all the same bands, I think that kind of makes it a little more fun. But yeah, so pretty cool stuff. Can't wait to start that. That'll happen on September 1st, which is right around the corner, but we still got 9 more days to go with this one. So visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. So thanks in advance for all your support there, as well as on the Cameo. Lots of people hit me up on Cameo to do personalized videos. So thanks in advance. Just go to Cameo and search for Pete Pardo. You'll find me, and there you can put in your request. And they've been coming in fairly regularly, so that's cool to see, right? So I'm happy to do those. Those are fun. cool to get. Like, so when you do that on Cameo, you can kind of give your little story about either your history watching the channel, or the things you like in music and you want me to comment on, or maybe it's someone you love's birthday and they like a certain band, you want me to kind of talk a little bit about the band while I'm doing a happy birthday, that sort of thing. It's kind of fun. So we've been getting quite a few of those of late. So thanks in advance for all that stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with pick number 9. But don't touch that dial, because tonight, in the Prog Seat, it's album study day once again. On In the Prog Seat, Eric Porter is going to be manning the show. He has picked the album. That album is the self-titled debut on Arista Records from Happy the Man, the great U.S. progressive rock band from the 70s that only had 2 official albums originally when they were together. And this is the first one, and it's a great one. So we're going to be talking about that, picking it apart, discussing it tonight on In the Prog Seat. So make sure you tune in for that. And lots more coming up here on the channel. Of course, tomorrow is Wednesday. We've got new album review day. Have a host of them for you tomorrow. It's going to be mostly metal stuff tomorrow. We've got Friday morning at the Funhouse with Martin Popoff, of course, this week. Our topic is... what are we actually calling that? Albums, kind of like albums that should be this. So in other words, like offshoot albums from guys in a band that basically just sounds like the band they came from. So it could have been that band's album, or guys who break off from their band to do a solo record, and the solo album sounds just like the band they came from, that sort of thing. So it's like it's this whole concept of albums that sound like the band that whatever. It's a weird one to title, but that's kind of we've broken it up into categories, right? So we've got the 5 different categories of albums that kind of fit this mold, but different situations, right? So that's coming up on Friday. Of course, we got the Professor's Picks also on Friday. That's in the afternoon. Martin and I are in the morning. Ken Golden will be talking about the new releases for this week, and then we've got the UK Connection coming up on Saturday. Right, it's good to have us in the UK Connection. We're going to be talking about we're going to be ranking the songs from a classic album. That classic album is Y&T's Earthshaker. A lot of fun episode, don't miss that one. And we also have coming up on Sunday, very special program of ranking the albums. Louis Nasser and I will be ranking the solo albums of Mr. Pete Townsend of The Who. So Louis and I have been plotting this one for quite a while, so that's happening this weekend. So stay tuned for that on Sunday. And then, of course, next week, we've got Hudson Valley Squares back in town once again. So till then, I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you real soon here with more stuff. Bye-bye.